The Five Nights at Freddy's Iceberg Explained. Five Nights at Freddy's has always been a cool game regarding its numerous conspiracy theories and its overall storyline. I remember binge watching all of MattPats game series videos on the entire FNAF series. Come on now, I know we all used to watch those. Honestly, it created a ton of hype for the game, and back when Five Nights at Freddy was at its peak, there was tons of videos being thrown at us regarding the timeline of the story, which is definitely what made the game a lovable series. In this video, I'll be explaining the Five Nights at Freddy's Iceberg. Keep in mind this will likely be a multiple part series since there are 10 layers to the iceberg. It will most likely be split into like 3 parts. So I will be doing the first 3 layers in this video, then the next video will have layers 4 to 7, and then the last one will be 8 to 10. Before I continue on, I would like to shout out That Gaming Core, who was the one that made this list and actually helped me with a couple of these topics. So now with everything out the way, let's just get straight into it. This is the Five Nights at Freddy Iceberg Explained video. The King of Five Nights at Freddy's is an episode of Markiplier Animated, which is a YouTube series by Markiplier himself. In the episode, a bunch of Markiplier clips are animated of him playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Some, even till this day, consider him to be the King of Five Nights at Freddy due to extreme dedication to the game. When we think of FNAF, Markiplier is often mentioned because he associated himself so much to the game and spent a lot of time playing it. There's even the iconic meme that everyone knows.
Was that the bite of 87?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Crying Children and Five Nights at Freddy's 1. In the first game, there's a rare poster / image you can see involving crying children that appears on camera 4A. In the second game, there's a mini game where you have to give the cake to unhappy kids. However, while playing, you can see a crying child off to the side who looks exactly like one of the children on the poster in the first game. This caused speculation as many believed that these kids were actually kidnapped, and many thought that one of the side quests in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was to find the missing children. It's Me. The It's Me series started in the first Five Nights at Freddy's. Looking at one of the walls, you could see the words "It's me" twice, and also mid-game, you might get some flashes of saying "It's me" as well. There was a sign that would pop up that also said "It's me." This caused many speculations and made a ton of people question the true meaning behind it. At first, many believed that it was referencing to Bonnie and Fred, since in the first game, they were the only 2 animatronics that appeared on the flashing "It's me" screen. Then there were speculations towards Golden Freddy and the purple guy. They were believed to be the both kidnappers of all children. MattPat himself even had to hop on the trend, so he came up with a series stating that the whole Five Nights at Freddy series is a nightmare and that you, the player, are the murderer living in your own hell. The It's Me is a reminder to yourself that you killed the children and that's why you are here. Honestly, that's a pretty cool theory, but till this day there's no real answer or meaning behind the message. Fazbear Fanverse Initiative is basically a collaboration project by the game's creator, Scott Cawthon, and other creators of popular Five Nights at Freddy's fan games. He then endorses and funds the fan games developers, which then allows them to sell and merchandise their fan games officially. He explains it like this: it's a giant collaboration involving several fan game creators who have made some of the most popular fan games over the years here in the community. It's a project that's designed to invest into franchises, give back to the developers, and hopefully bring new entries to those franchises as well. Some of the games include Five Nights at Candy's 4, the Joy Creation Ignited Collection, Pop Goes Evergreen, One Night at Flumpty's, and Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Honestly, this is a really unique and different thing for like game developers to do. You don't really see most of them like try to collaborate with like other fan game creators, so like this is a pretty cool thing for Scott to do. The Bite of 87.
Was that the bite of 87?
Yes, the iconic Bite of 87. It was an incident that occurred in 1987 at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, as it was briefly introduced in the first game.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
We supposedly witnessed the bite in the 4th game of the series, which left many to believe that specific bite was the Bite of 87. Because of that one scene, many believed that it was Wizard Freddy due to how big his jaw is. But then later it was presumed to be unlikely since it was deemed that he was in the part / surface when the bite happened. Another suspect was Withered Foxy, but similar to Freddy, he was also in the parts and service. Which brings us to Mangle. Mangle was the only active suspect at the time of the bite, and definitely has the capability of biting the child. However, it's still unknown and has not yet been confirmed on who did the bite of 87. As we go down the list, you'll start to notice that most of these are still unsolved even though these series have been out for a while. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 takes place in 1993. This is believed because it's said to line up with the dates. Also, the survival logbook comes into place. A code was solved using the dates in 1993 and 2017, which kinda confirms that FNAF 1 was in 93 and the logbook is in 2017, 6 years before Fazbear Fright, which in the book shows pictures of the FNAF 3 office in its early construction. But there's a problem with this, which is in the calendar. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the week ends on night 7, and because of the paychecks, the night is on 11/14/87, which is a Saturday, and in this case, according to the game, the last day of the week is Saturday. If true, why does the weekend in FNAF 1 end on a Sunday if the game is in 1993? The date matches perfectly with the 87 paychecks. Now for this one, I spent way too much time to find an answer, and there's no official set date for Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Honestly, at this point, I witnessed a ton of heated arguments online regarding this topic, so once again, there's no final answer. How to make Five Nights at Freddy's not scary. So this one is not actually a series, it's a series of videos uploaded by Garrett Williamson on the entire FNAF series. If you're a big fan of the game, you've probably seen at least one of these videos. Basically, he takes snippets from the game and does like funny voiceovers and tries to make it enjoyable to watch instead of it being a horror game. Peekaboo! Peekaboo! There's not too much to say about this one, it's just enjoyable videos to watch, so if you haven't checked them out, you should definitely give them a watch. Fans named Golden Freddy. Now the last topic on this layer is about Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy was technically a fan given name for the first game, and the name stuck to that for the players since no one at the time knew the official name. And that's pretty much all for the first layer. Let's move on to the next one. Fans named Shadow Freddy. Previous to the last one I talked about, according to game files, Shadow Freddy's actual name is Nightmare. Chipper and Sons Lumber Company is a construction management game developed and published by none other than Scott Cawthon. He made this game before the release of Five Nights at Freddy's. In this game, you play as Tyke, a young beaver who is just starting out in the lumber business, who must chop down trees, collect and sell wood, and buy or find various items to make your business easier to run. The game was put on Steam Greenlight, but was quickly pulled out after the game received backlash and criticism for its art style. Critics weren't too happy about the animatronic dolls, which is funny because all the FNAF characters are basically animatronics, and it's still a successful game series. Lesson of the day, don't always listen to critics. Mangle caused the bite of 87. I explained this one a bit earlier in the first layer, so I'm just gonna quickly summarize it. So a large majority of people believe it's Mangle who did it. Something I forgot to add is that when Mangle jump scares you, she lunges towards the frontal lobe, which references to what the phone guy mentions before. So is it truly Mangle? Who knows. Five Nights at Freddy's World has voice acting. Five Nights at Freddy's World actually has voice actors for the animatronics. Here's a full list of all the voice actors. 395248. This number refers to the code that can be found in the first Five Nights at Freddy's 3 minigame. This allows the player to find the keypad, which is located in the main office beside the cardboard box. The player can then trigger the minigame titled Stage 01. It's believed that the code could translate to the word abducted and is connected to the purple guy.
Of course, what happens to the abducted children? They're murdered by the purple guy and eventually brought back to life through the magic of the puppet who reanimates the children's souls into the old animatronics.
Endo-02 found by Doko. Endo-02 is an endoskeleton designed for the wizard animatronics and some toy animatronics in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza during the 1980s era. Its first appearance was in Five Nights at Freddy 2 as an Easter egg that was discovered by Doko.
Oh, what the fuck! Oh, fairy guys, look at that! Look at that, guys, did you see?
Later on, we would visit it again on Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted as another Easter egg, and in FNAF AR Special Delivery, this time as an antagonist and major character. Original Springtrap Teaser was a teaser image that was posted a couple days before the actual teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 3. At first, many fans were excited and eager to see this character because at the moment, they saw it wasn't Springtrap and it was a different character. Well, it then turned out that it was actually him and people got disappointed. Honestly, it was the fans' fault because I remember people trying to edit the image and attempted to oversaturate it, which made the image quality even worse. People were getting their hopes up way too much, to be honest. Five Nights at Fuckboys. Sable Lin got the idea of the game by asking himself, how much could I fuck up Five Nights at Freddy's? Judging by that statement alone, you can already tell where this is heading. They then decided to upload it on their own Tumblr accounts. It started to get hype, so they officially uploaded it on GameJolt. It got taken out almost immediately, however, due to its curse word in the title of the game, but it was re-uploaded again with the cursing censored in the title, but not in the actual game. It received so much attention that even Markiplier did a full playthrough of the entire series.
Cool.
Chica,
Maybe
you
Chica.
nasty fuck, get out of the oven. That's inappropriate.
What, chicken in the oven?
Devour my hot bird ass Freddy.
Oh, Chica, you sassy Sue. Don't tempt me.
If you never played it, just think of Five Nights at Freddy's just being totally out of control. The game has no filter to it, and there's a ton of random things that are mentioned in the game, which is what makes it unique and laughable. Five Nights at Freddy's VHS. These Five Nights at Freddy's tapes are basically like creepypasta slash lost tapes, videos relating to Five Nights at Freddy's. Not all of them are like that, but a large majority of them are these wannabe edgy videos. They became popular later on when the series was already established, and a creator named Squimpus McGrimpus is who really made them popular, as multiple videos were uploaded on his channel. If you look up these videos online, you'll find a whole ton of them that have these Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics in the videos, and some of them I feel try way too hard to be edgy and creepy and all that stuff, but to be fair, I've seen a couple that are pretty good and look realistic. Obviously, these tapes aren't real. I just had to point that out because there's actually some people who do believe they're real. I've always noticed that there's a group of people in the Five Nights at Freddy's community that always want these animatronics to be alive and be real. But I never understood that, why do they want that to happen? Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a prequel. This one is actually confirmed and real with backed up evidence. Just to summarize it quickly, the check you receive at the end of the game is dated to 1987, which is the year of the bite, and the check is a lower amount. During night 6, the phone guy mentioned that the store is closing due to the bite.
Oh, hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right.
Adding on, he mentions that they scrapped the new animatronics in case of malfunctions and kept the old ones just in case they reopen. The phone guy then talks about working the night shift in the future, and he's the same guy you hear in Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Hey, for now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take a night shift myself.
So yeah, that's the end of the discussion. There's no more debating on this. I've seen so many people try to outfact this and debunk this, but it's real, okay? FNAF 2 is a prequel. Next. Zachu37. Peter Zach, more commonly known as Zachu37, is a Polish YouTuber animator that's known for his Five Nights at Freddy's animation videos. His videos blew up due to interesting plots they carry. He's been an OG fan of the game since he started making videos relating to Five Nights at Freddy's within the first year of the game's release date. He blew up quickly to 1 million subscribers after being on the platform for only 1 year. His animation videos became viral as the game was at its peak. He even created seasons for his videos, as there are currently 4 seasons. The plot of the series revolves around animatronic characters and the struggle to find and maintain relationships with each other, rediscovering secrets, and facing numerous consequences along their adventure. It's basically a little show series for Five Nights at Freddy's. The Five Nights at Freddy's show is a series created by Dawko, once again another appearance by him. The series consists of him interviewing or spending time with well-known people in the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Some of the people he invited to the show includes MattPats, Kellen Goff, and Joe Goddard. That pretty much wraps up the second layer, so let's move on to the third one. Sparky the dog. Sparky is an urban legend that originated in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. In the early days of the game, a rumor spread around about a 6th hidden animatronic named Sparky the dog. Numerous screenshots of the dog began to scatter all around the internet, and people claimed to have seen him in the game. Sparky was described as being one-armed and was a non-violent animatronic. It was claimed that he would occasionally appear in a backstage doorway. However, it was quickly debunked by the creators, Cody Bear and Nguyen, who admitted that the screenshots were photoshopped. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer phone guy call. At the start of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer, the phone guy could be heard saying this.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this, then chances are you've made a very poor career choice.
This line is never heard or played in the final copy of the game, but it's possible that it could have just been meant for the trailer, which makes sense since most trailers for movies or games add in lines or parts that sometimes don't always make the final cut. Five Nights at Freddy's AR skins are canon. The skin system is a new mechanic that was introduced in Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery. It showcased new looks / skins for different animatronics, which are usually used in seasonal events. The skins are available for a limited time. Players can receive them randomly or within their lures. Their individual plush suits and lures will rarely be given rewards for defeating them. At that time, there are currently 14 different sets for various events. Yellow Bear. As mentioned before, Yellow Bear is the official in-game name for Golden Freddy. L-Chip is Chipper. Chipper is the father of Tyke, a character from Scott Cawson's previous game, Chipper and Sons Lumber Company. If you put L-Chip and Chipper side by side, you can clearly see the resemblance of both characters. Basically, L-Chips is a Hispanic style Chipper in shorter terms. Even though Chipper had made an appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's World and other FNAF games, it's cool to see Scott bring in main characters in one of his older games before the FNAF series. Fans named Freddles. Once again, this is another fan given name to animatronics in the game. The Freddles official in-game file name are the Mini Monsters. But to be honest, the Freddles just sounds better. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Trailer Endo. Trailer Endo is the endoskeleton of Bonnie shown in the trailer of Five Nights at Freddy's. Trailer Endo is basically a variation of Endo 01, but with beta Endo eyes. The endoskeleton is only seen for literally 1 second in the trailer, and that's the only time he's seen, so yeah, good first impression I guess. Foxy's broken jaw. Just to clarify, but I'm sure most people know already, Foxy's jaw was never broken. The idea of Foxy's jaw being broken was theorized in 2014, the early times of Five Nights at Freddy's. It was believed that Foxy did the bite of 87, so the reason his jaw was broken was because he bit the child. I don't know, 2014 FNAF series were so out of control. Another theory was that Mango's jaw was used as Foxy jaw, since it was known that the older animatronic parts were used for spare parts, and since Mango was a female version of Foxy, it would still suit Foxy. Honestly, that theory sounds way better than the Bite of 87 theory. The puppet in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. This theory suggests that the puppet, Marionette, is technically in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, but he never makes an appearance. While the music box music was being played in the background, it was claimed that Marionette was the one winding up the music box, since he's the only character in the game associated with the music box. Also, it was theorized that he was hidden in the kitchen room winding up the music, which is why that camera was disabled. Theorists believe that Scott had the idea of Marionette being in the game, but he didn't want to add it yet. Another theory suggests that the crying children on the wall was actually Marionette due to the similarity of the face. Special Strike. Special Strike is a series of episodes and videos created by YouTuber The Hottest Dog. In the video, he voice acts and does the animation of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters and creates his own comedy skits for each episode or scene of events. Each episode had its own unique concept to it, and there's certain special episodes for big events. Springtrap in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. This series suggests that Springtrap was in the safe rooms in FNAF 1. In FNAF 3, the night minigame basically had the same layout as the FNAF 1 location. While talking to the phone guy, he mentioned that the safe rooms were sealed due to the budget cuts, and that meant that the animatronics didn't have the same room program onto their map.
Hello? to inform all employees that due to budget restrictions, the previously mentioned safe rooms are being sealed at most locations, including this one.
That's why when you play as them in the mini games, it says ERR or error when trying to enter the safe room. The Five Nights at Freddy phone guy said on the first night that he was going to check out the safe room and see what he could find. The next night he said he found a real one, which then Springtrap arrives and starts to attack you. When you beat Night 5, the game allows you to play as a dead child and grants you accessibility to the safe room. And what happens when you enter the room? You see Springtrap with the other dead kids. To add the exclamation point on the Siri, in the first Five Nights at Freddy's teaser image of Springtrap, it says, "I am still here," meaning he was already at one of the pizzerias, most likely at the one in FNAF 1. The person who came up with this theory is honestly a genius, congrats for them, this was very well thought out. Five Nights at Freddy's 5 cancelled due to leaks. Before FNAF's sister location was released, there was leaked information regarding the voice actors for the game. Scott then decided to post an image on his website that claimed that the game was cancelled due to the leaks. It caught the FNAF community off guard for a moment as they were shocked, but a majority of people then realized that raising the brightness of the image revealed a secret message in the background. As we all know, the game was never cancelled and Scott just wanted to have some fun. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Funko merch. The company Funko made merch items for the first Five Nights at Freddy's. This consisted of pop toys, plush dolls, action figures, keychains, and so on. There was a possibility that they would lose their license with Five Nights at Freddy's around a year ago because they showed leaked images of Five Nights at Freddy's 9 merch. Scott then posted a statement on Reddit, which many at the time thought that the FNAF series and Funko have cut ties. There was a ton of mixed feelings about this because some fans wanted Funko to lose their license for leaking the images of the merch, but the other side of the community didn't want them to lose their license because of how good the merch was. Golden Freddy is in the kitchen. Back in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it was theorized that Golden Freddy was hiding in the kitchen. This was because the kitchen was the only camera disabled and he was the only other animatronic that wasn't seen in the game. So it made sense that he was in the kitchen the whole time. Adding on to this theory, it was noticed that when you look at the kitchen camera, it would always be static-like, which only happens when you confront or see an animatronic, which left many believing that another character had to be in there. There were even a couple of videos that became viral that showed proof that he was in the kitchen, but the videos were later exposed as being fake. Till this day, there's still no answer to this theory. Cassidy / the one you should have not killed. Cassidy is the main antagonist in the FNAF Ultimate Custom game. He's said to be one of William Afton's victims and was murdered at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's also highly speculated that he's the child possessing Golden Freddy. After William Afton was killed, Cassidy trapped him in a devilish design pizzeria, where he forced Afton to defend himself against the animatronics, in which he eventually died again, only to come back alive. Throughout the game, you could see Cassidy's face smiling maliciously at the player in the shadows. Several animatronics in the game reference him, and you can sometimes hear him whisper underneath their voices. In the Old Man Consequences minigame, it can be applied that the old man is telling Cassidy to leave the demons to his demons. Rest your own soul, there is nothing else. So those were tiers 1 to 3, and honestly some of them were like pretty basic series, like I knew a majority of these, but then there were some that needed like a bit more explaining. So the next episode or next video I will be doing tiers 4 to 7, and then the third part 3, it will be tiers 8 to 10. And if you haven't checked the full Iceberg list, I will provide a link in the description so that you can view it. I've already looked at like some from like tiers 5 and 6, and like some of them I've literally never heard about in my life, so those will be interesting. Once again, thank you to the Gaming Core for making this list and helping me out. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. If you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing, as I will continue to make more in the near future. But anyways, thanks for watching and have a great one.